Well, good morning. It's Lauren again here with the Pavement Ends channel. We're starting our second part of our trek, or third part of our trek, depending on how you look at it. But this will probably be the final phase of this trip. Flying solo again. I will be for the next week or two. And this part we're going to be starting in Northern California. Right now I'm just pulled over in a little spot. This is the Thermalito Afterbay is what it's called. It's part of the Lake Oroville watershed system. Got this place all to myself. Just a beautiful morning. Good spot to have some breakfast. Well, thanks for watching. We're going to hopefully take you on a little trip through Northern California and maybe through Oregon again and up through Washington. I plan to take a few days to see the sights and stay off the freeways. Well, it isn't what I would call terribly remote or off the pavement. There's still pavement here, but it's on our way to the adventure. So getting there is only part of the adventure. I think the anticipation is part of the adventure. So just because it's paved doesn't mean you can't enjoy something along the way. Well, here we are in the Plumas National Forest. We're several miles east of Paradise, California. I didn't actually go through Paradise, but I came up on the eastern side on Highway 162. And I've just found a nice, quiet, little secluded road down off the main drag. A couple miles down in this little bowl here. And there's some cool little spaces back in here, some big boulders, and the way the sun is coming through the trees, and of course it's quiet except for my talking. And it's about midday, a little after 12 noon, so I think it's time to stop for a little lunch and enjoy the surroundings. Well, that was a nice little lunch stop. Just had a sandwich, looked around a bit, relaxed a little, Dodged a couple of mosquitoes. Now we're heading to Quincy, the little town of Quincy. We're going to stop, if I recall correctly, there's a Safeway there. So yeah, Quincy's about 20 miles ahead on this little back road. We'll have to tolerate more mainstream state highways here pretty soon. We'll stop at the grocery store, get some supplies, and then spend several days on the back dusty roads. Dustier the better in some ways. The less pavement the better, let's put it that way. Well, I think we found a pretty decent spot for the night. Kind of secluded, but it's got some nice features. Little rocky hillside, mossy trees. I think this will be a good spot. Now, one of these days, I promise, we'll be doing some cooking videos. A little bit more involved camp cooking. Today, the problem is I got in and I'm not really feeling too sharp, so I don't really feel like getting out all the stuff for cooking today, but I will soon, I promise. I think tonight I'm just going to sit in the living room and read and maybe do a little video editing. This will be a dry camp, no fire. The forestry sign said fire danger was moderate, but it seems a little bit on the dry side. I'm not gonna risk it. Thanks for joining me yet again. Good morning. We had a stop here last night in the Lassen National Forest, and this morning I'm heading out. I'm going to head into Lassen National Park itself. Good night last night. Slept good, stayed warm, even though it got down to being frosty last night. And it's frosty this morning. It's really nice. The sun's just coming up. I don't think I'm going to make it up out of the trees in time to see the colors of the sunrise. I think I'm just a few minutes late. But that's okay. There's going to be lots to see today. We're going to hit the road. Let's get up there. See what things are about. I'm going to find a spot to stop and have coffee and breakfast. So let's see what's up there. Before I go, I got to take off my cheesy little bug screen. There weren't really any bugs to speak of, but you never know when the mosquitoes are going to come after you. Roll the window up. All right, one more thing and we're ready to roll. until I come up with a decent water system, which I've been doing other stuff, so I haven't gotten around to doing that yet. But until I get that done, I'm hauling around these gallon jugs. Now, one of them fell out yesterday and broke, of course, so we don't want any of that to go to waste. So I'm going to brush my teeth. It was the last one they had at the store when I bought it. So pink's my color for the next couple of months. Yeah, those handy wipes are great, but there's nothing like a bar of soap to get proper hand and face washing done. Unfortunately, I left this jug outside all night, and the water is probably right at 32 degrees. If I wasn't in a hurry to get going, I'd have dug the stove out and warmed up some of this water. Oh, boy, that's cold. Which I'm not really complaining. It's just that it's brisk and refreshing. I can feel this. I can feel this washcloth icing up. I don't want to waste any of this water. Whew. Probably get an ice cream headache from this. I think we're going to pack up, get up a little bit higher, and take in some views. Thanks for joining me. This is pretty cool. Called Sulfur Works. A lot of heat coming from beneath, making this a sulfury boiling mud pot. I could probably too hot to bathe in, but probably boil some eggs. And a couple more down the hill. Came through here some years back, and well, I've been through here a few times, but to actually stop and look at the features. I think it was summertime. There were quite a few people out, and there wasn't much water. These things were just steaming a little bit. It's cool. I've never seen them boiling like this. Well, I think we found a nice high place with a good view to have a little breakfast. Yeah, it's a little developed, but it's a good view. That's why they developed it here, I suppose. All right, let's have some food. I think we'll have some of Sister's granola for breakfast. I found a little stash I forgot I had in the freezer. Thanks, Sister, for taking care of me, giving your little brother granola. There's precious little of it left. So hopefully I'll get some more soon. This is good granola.